welcome to Knockout Sessions, Boxing Edition, on the post, whatever the fuck it was that we watched on Saturday.
Damn.
That's for you, Raza.
Bro, you are the worst. Like, you have become boxing's greatest hater.
100%.
No fun.
No
fun at
like,
all.
You can't even just enjoy the little.
Respect boxing and we will.
You know, bro, you've become your deal.
I am.
Literally, bro. You are the deal that you would talk shit about.
I understand that, but the thing is that I'm not blinded by the beer love, and we'll get to that later.
We do it now. I hate when you say later. We're here. Let's talk about it.
So, if you guys want to listen, hit the like, share, and the subscribe button. Para la gente en español, porque voy a hablar en español para la gente que le gusta el zurdo. Están los subtítulos aquí en la esquina. Las redes sociales están en la descripción. Ponen like y síguenos como siempre. All five of y'all.
All five of y'all.
There was 9.
We're going 7.
Yeah. Big boy numbers.
But we're gonna get right into it, and we're gonna watch or talk about what we watched in whatever that was.
With who? Please present.
Elaborate.
Take it over, boys.
Come on.
Elaborate.
You're on a roll here.
Jake Paul defeating Julio Cesar.
Hey! Let's
go. Unanimous decision. I said it was in the script. The script was right.
The GOAT.
Can I say something, Julian?
Sure.
Julio Cesar Chavez threw a total of 5 punches in the first 5 rounds.
Was it script or was it the Chavez syndrome?
See, this is where it gets a little complicated.
It ain't complicated. It's simple.
Sexy ladies, a whole binge. Let me tell you something.
Bars.
This is where it gets complicated because now you got like 3 stories here, right? So I'm gonna break it down for you, Julian. Stop that shit. When I'm in fucking speaking mode, you listen. You pay attention to me, right? So we got on one side the disappointment. Because if you saw that fat dude that went into our fucking table and was like, this fucking fight is stupid, fuck you. I'm like, that is what you call a casual.
Facts.
The casuals who just know the name Chavez were out there with their Mexican hats saying, this is the nigga that's gonna fucking beat Jake Paul, right? And then you had a stadium full of fucking Mexicans rooting out there for fucking Chavez.
Raza, we're better than this. I don't know why.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Por eso no falta la raza, pues.
Like, no, we're not. This is where the machismo of Mexico fucks them up because they're like, oh yeah, I swear this is the man just because the dad was
Pinche Jake Paul, pinche.
You saw fucking, you saw Chavez Sr. get into a fight with the fucking security guards just to get up in the ring to talk shit to his own son in the corner in between rounds.
I mean, I don't know why he
Anyway.
Well,
we don't speak like that here.
I do.
But yes,
Uncut Raw.
We have the crazy hardcore Mexican raza swearing that this was fucking Chavez Jr.'s redemption fight, that he was gonna fucking make up for everything by
all 5 of them.
Hey, there was a stadium full of them. What are you talking about?
Everybody in that stadium repping the Mexican flag.
Was fucking Mexican flags.
Can I ask you a question?
No.
This is way off topic, but before you continue,
way
off topic. How many of those in that stadium probably hate Canelo?
Probably all of them.
Yeah, it's like every single one.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to be sure.
And Canelo's actually a fucking something to be proud for, and they're rooting for Chavez. That's what I think is fucking crazy.
Even Canelo rooted for Chavez.
Yep.
Shut up.
There's literal video of it.
Stop it.
Avi, you're the tiebreaker.
I saw it. It's real.
This is why I missed him. He's the only logical one in the show.
No, there's no logic in the fact that he knew that Chavez was just going to give up.
But
Canelo knows the script.
Chavez Sr. asked him for the favor. So, it's iffy.
So we had those people that were just fucking there to think that this was a redemption fight, and they got disappointed. Then we have the Julios. We have a bunch of Julios out there that saw this fight, and they were like, this doesn't make sense. How the fuck did Chavez only throw 5 punches in the first 5 rounds and this not be scripted? How is this not a rigged fight, right? Now you have a crazy conspiracy theories on the side saying boxing is rigged and boxing's going to shit, and Jake Paul's the reason for it because
he's not the reason. He's just one of the main reasons.
let me explain the three scenarios here, right?
Three
Jake Paul's putting the sport to shit because he's buying out these fighters and making these crazy fights and making millions off of it, even though they're giving you an extra $2 million to lose the fight, right? But then there's the other people that, to a certain extent, you got to see that maybe Jake Paul literally is just a good boxer. Why is that so hard to believe? Will you explain that to me? Why is it so hard for you to believe that maybe Jake Paul was already rich, like Ilya Taporia?
You know,
like Ilya Taporia, bro. Who's to say that the reason why Ilya is so fucking good is because he already had the money to invest in himself early with great trainers, nutritionists, took care of his body early on in his fucking life that allowed him to be who he is. Who's to say Jake is not the same?
I'm gonna really piss Julian off with this one, but I'm gonna support Milton's MMA math here. So Chavez had a fight with Anderson Silva, where Anderson Silva pieced the fuck out of Chavez Jr. And then Anderson Silva went on to fight Jake Paul. Jake Paul knocked him the fuck out. And now that Chavez Jr. got his lick at Jake Paul beat his ass too. I mean, like, I think in this scenario, that MMA math kind of adds up a little bit.
Come on, why is it so hard? Like, I don't understand where the Jake Paul hates come from. I don't get it. Like the man is literally 3-1 in professional boxing, and it's like something that I heard about this, right?
Okay.
People like Julio are hating on Jake Paul because it's like they say, who was Canelo fighting in his first 4 fights, right? Who was fucking who's another great fucking Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, fucking Mayweather, Chavez himself, right? Who were they fighting in their first 4 fights, right? Nobody. Nobody else would be held to the same standards that Jake Paul's being held to in their first 4 fights. The difference is that people get mad because somehow, just because Jake Paul is famous, he found a way to get pay-per-view fucking fights, you know, for
in his first 4 fights.
Like 4 legit fighters.
Pay-per-view points.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no one's telling you to pay for those fights. People are paying. No one's telling you to go. Bro, he fucking broke a record in that arena and sold like $2 million at the gate. No one's telling people to pay $2 million to go watch him. And they are.
$2 million, bro?
Yeah.
That's wild.
So, in this big old circle, all I'm saying is you're just mad because he's actually had the money to fix, you know, to invest in himself.
Yeah.
And he's slowly now going to probably be top 25 ranked in cruiserweight.
To play devil's advocate for Julian Silence over here.
Yes.
Now, you can make the case that it's like, obviously, Jake's competition isn't the best, but again, he is in his first few fights as a pro. You could make the case that maybe he's buying them off, you know, sure. But I think at the same time, you can't deny that if you look at the tapes from like 5 years ago and look at the tapes now, Jake has improved. Like, you can at least give him that.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, he went from fighting these fucking garbage YouTubers who couldn't throw a jab
to fighting
fighters, and he actually has good form.
Now he's and it's like everything. He's moving forward in the proper way. You start with ass competition, and you slowly start moving forward. All I'm saying is none of these boxers started off with high-level fighters in their first 10 fights, and somehow Jake Paul is being held to a higher standard, which I think is crazy. Jake Paul is just a great showman who somehow convinced Julio to watch him and pay a pay-per-view to watch a low-level fight. That's literally all it is.
I think if Tommy Fury, even if he's not the best boxer out there, obviously, if he could be considered a legit boxer, then you can consider Jake Paul a legit boxer.
That's literally
not a great boxer, not a talented boxer.
Who looked better, fucking William Skull against Canelo or Jake Paul versus Chavez?
Yeah, Jake Paul.
That's my
for
point.
Sure.
That's my fucking point. But yeah, you consider William Skull a fucking legit boxer. That's my point.
William Skull's fight was actual garbage ass juice.
Yeah, and it's like, did it take something away from Canelo? Maybe, right? But like, people were willing to pay the pay-per-view and move forward. But somehow Jake Paul does it, and everyone in Julio's world gets mad. All I'm saying is,
Julio's world.
look, we've reached a point where now Jake Paul's starting to fight legit competition.
Right.
If you truly wants to get the acceptance of the hardcore fans, he's gonna have to continue now in this trajectory. You already opened Pandora's box where you're fighting old champions, right? If you're gonna stick to cruiserweight, let's move forward to the next one, right? Like, if you're serious about that sort of the fight, do it. I think that's his first mistake. If he's really trying to go, right? I think that's where it will prove a lot of Julios out there wrong, where you'll see that there is a difference in competition, and
I'm not gonna lie.
you might get knocked out.
If Jake gets a win over a Zurdo, bro, I mean,
You might jump on the bandwagon.
I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, Julian. Your whole argument at that point is kind of in shambles. If he gets a win,
I'm not even worried about you. I hate when you do this shit.
I'm letting you guys
No,
know.
I want a conversation. In the Ilya and Charles debates, I was going back and forth. Hey, you do this to me every single time, so I don't care no more. This is why Avi's here. She's my other half.
I'm gonna answer to everything you just said.
No, I would have rather you have a conversation with me.
because I wanted you to say all your points, but I have one thing I just want to tell you.
It's rigged. I already heard
I
that.
haven't said anything about Jake Paul when I started this video.
Yes, you did.
I focused
Did he
on
not
Chavez
say that?
Jr.
Did he not say it's a script?
Joking around, I've been saying that.
Nah.
Now, here's my answer to everything you two gentlemen just very beautifully laid out here. Okay. Before I continue with my point of view, let me ask y'all this. In your heart of hearts,
yes.
and I'm glad you brought this up because I was going to plan on asking you guys this. Is it scripted?
Can there be a debate? Is it scripted? Yes. Is it 100% scripted? I don't think so because if you look at Chavez Jr.'s old fights, bro, he looked just as ass.
Yeah, no, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Like, I told you when we were watching it, he's done this against Canelo. He did that against Sergio Martinez. He kind of did that against Daniel Jacobs.
Yeah.
Like, my disappointment was more. Let me make this very clear. I don't hate the fact that Jake Paul won. Fuck it, he won. Like, leading into the video, I said he would win. It's not like I was putting my eggs on Chavez Jr.'s basket, right? I'm more disappointed in these performances that these fighters are putting up against Jake Paul. That's what pisses me off.
But see, that's what makes you mad, but because you swear it is 100% scripted. That's what makes you mad.
Scripted or not, though, the performance doesn't change. Like,
no, it would change because you're saying that if it wasn't scripted,
I don't know. Chavez Jr. is a fuck. He's a fuckhead. So
okay, but if we look at all the other ones, whether it be fucking Tyrone,
ex-MMA fighters, right? Let's throw that out the window, though. We're past that. I'm past that chapter, right? I'm getting to the point you just brought up right now. I like that point that you just said, which is which one? All boxers fight ass at first, right? I like that. Because you're right. Now we're reaching a point.
Yeah.
If Jake Paul's serious.
Exactly.
Let's do it. Let's do Paul versus Zurdo. And you know what?
No, to be fair. No. This, what did I say right now? Which I think it's a mistake because he's going to see that there's a difference, right? But I feel like that would I think that would completely put Julio's perspective into rest, where it would show that, yes, there is levels, and when it came to boxing, Jake Paul was just a better boxer than all these other fighters. But when it came, like, it's like they say, like, if you put all these other fighters against Jake Paul in the octagon, or you maybe a street fight, most likely all these other fighters that he's fought would probably beat Jake. It was just that they didn't have Jake Paul's boxing IQ.
Because now I'm getting to a point where I'm not focusing on Jake Paul's performances. I could give two fucks about his performances, honestly. I'm focusing now on the fighter competition that he's fighting. Chavez Jr., okay, older boxer, legit name. Whatever it is, however y'all want to argue it, and I'm telling these are the people that follow me, I'm telling y'all right now. You can't argue it no more. He's got a legit boxer under his belt. Like it or not. It is what it is. He's a former WBC champion. He beat level competition in his heyday. Jake Paul's taking a step forward, to your credit that you were talking about, to that you're taking it serious now. And to your credit that you laid out earlier, if you do compare Jake Paul videos from the past to right now, he's put in the work. He's put in the time. He's put in the money. Like, He's doing what he's got to do as a boxer. I'm gonna give Jake Paul his flowers for the commitment. I'll give him his flowers. Let's see it. Let's see
That's
Paul
what I'm
versus
saying.
Zurdo.
Yeah.
Which again, I don't agree with the Zurdo fight, but I feel like it'll put the Julios to rest because again, there is no boxer unless it was fucking Lomachenko that was put on a fucking legit title fight in the first fight, right?
Well, she's like a one in a fucking
He's
million.
an amateur god, though. That's why.
Yeah.
But no, Jake Paul's not. That's my point. There's no boxer that would have been put in that position. But again, obviously Jake is the one asking for it, so it's different, right? But you cannot expect Jake to be fucking dominant against a Zurdo, right? Just because you want to see him lose. You know,
I want to see Paul win against Zurdo.
you don't.
Yeah, I do.
It's not gonna happen.
I don't like Zurdo. He's a bitch. He's got pussy between his legs.
Oh my god.
I want to see Jake Paul beat Zurdo.
Yeah, because then you want the Jayo Bataya fight.
It's like plan con magia.
Yeah, I already know what it is.
I am officially on the Jake Paul train. We want to see Jake Paul win. I think you can beat Zurdo because we'll get to Zurdo in a second. Because if Jake Paul wins, okay, you got another legit fighter on you. You got
That's
a belt.
stupid legit fight.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
And you have a belt. You have a belt.
I promise you, I said this in our last video. I promise you that if Jake Paul fights Zurdo and he wins, we are gonna see Canelo versus Jake Paul because that is Canelo's easiest route to fucking become a 5 division champion.
Probably.
Which I would be mad. I think that's where I officially hang up my Canelo card.
Valid.
But I promise you that's what's gonna happen.
I would be mad too.
No, you wouldn't.
Wait,
But I would also be happy.
Get the fuck out of here.
I would be
Get
happy
the fuck out of here, man.
We would get
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Opetaya versus David Benavidez at that point.
I'm not gonna lie, man. That's
That's a big conspiracy theory.
that's a tough one.
If it happens, y'all heard it here first. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's the whole point of this. This is the beauty of these videos, is to let y'all know early that there were 3 fucking demons here that said this before anybody could. All 5 of y'all believed in us. All right. With that being said,
It's like 10 on the way.
Jake Paul, I think will get a fight with Zurdo in. Zurdo, let's get to you. You punk bitch ass motherfucker. All right. First of all, you look fat.
Yeah, I think this is one of the worst conditionings I've seen Zurdo in.
My bro look real mad round, mad softer on the edges.
Second of all, you look like ass in the ring against somebody who had no business going all 12. Was it 12 rounds? I believe so.
12 rounds.
All 12 rounds.
Championship.
Yeah, the 10 rounds was Paul Chavez. All 12 rounds with you. But, cool. Clearly, you're afraid to put yourself to the test against the king of the cruiserweights. That's cool. Go get your Jake Paul fight. And the winner of that, no matter what, and caption this, all roads lead to Jayo Bataya. No matter how any of y'all want to put it.
Yes.
Sorry, boys. All of y'all. All 8 of y'all.
All 8 of y'all.
Jayo Bataya is not going anywhere. And happy birthday to you, Jai. I'm just saying.
Real life.
30 years old. I've been following you, brother. I'll follow you to the grave.
We love our boxing Whitaker.
Yes. No, at this point, UFC's Jayo Bataya. Oh, speaking of which, you know Whitaker and Opetaya now train together?
Is that really a thing? Fair enough.
Iron sharpens iron. But anyways, yeah. So Zurdo, I don't believe in you. You really didn't. You didn't move any needle. In fact, you moved the needle backwards for me.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. Zurdo's like the definition of pure hype train that just never went anywhere.
Yeah.
Like it's just nothing happened.
I just realized I said that Benavidez would fight Opetaya. I think Bivol would fight Opetaya before Benavidez does.
No, because Benavidez is the one talking about moving up.
Opetaya's already answered to that.
Come and get it, baby.
This is my division.
Yeah. Well, that was the Jake Paul rant. Conspiracy theories.
I bet y'all are surprised that I'm over here. We're on the Jake Paul train. I want you to beat.
We're not surprised. I know where your road ends too.
You know what I'm saying? I just want to see where this collision goes.
He's trying to end Jake Paul's career early.
If I had to guess, if Jake Paul becomes a fucking legit world champion, he's gonna just retire boxing because he reached what he wanted.
If Jake Paul,
that he could be a world champion,
he made what's his face? The promoter. A British. Yeah, he made Eddie Hearn eat his words, and he's gonna fucking retire and just troll him for the rest of his life.
Oh, speaking of retirement, Chavez Jr., I don't want to see you ever lace up a pair of gloves ever again. I need you to do me a favor, brother.
Hey there, brother.
De tocayo a tocayo. I need you to go
Tocayo,
home
tocayo.
after if you ever watch this video. Hopefully, 6 of y'all will watch this video. I need you to do 7 rails tonight. Don't look back. Just roll your eyes back and just be gone. Just go into the
7
sunset.
rails.
Go and do 8 rails and just move to the sunset, brother, because you're done. I don't want to hear about you.
Brother.
You are the reason that 50 years from now, when the name Chavez comes up, we laugh at it. Okay? You single-handedly just fucked your dad's name into a coma. All right? At this point, like I said, your mom should have swallowed you.
Oh,
And
Lord.
Canelo is the son that your dad always wanted. Sorry.
Lore accurate.
And Jake Paul at this point is your uncle. So
Is your uncle.
he fucking
This man is truly
he violated you like his uncle. All right.
But we do move on from this episode.
But anyways,
Because when Julio goes off on those rants, I gotta stop him.
like we don't endorse drug use
I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of editing
Or
in this
swallowing.
video.
or swallowing.
anything.
There's gonna be probably a lot of bleeps. By
Don't
now.
drive
Yeah.
into the sunset.
Yeah. But the only other fight worth mentioning because of the beautifulness that's happening in the lightweight division right now is Floyd Schofield makes his redemption by knocking out Tevin Farmer.
Can you
in the
vent
first
to the
round.
people?
No, I will not vent to the people.
So this
because
is what
man's
happened.
a fucking scam artist.
So this is what happened,
Scam
y'all.
artist.
My man's here thought that it was gonna be the featured bout, as in for those of you who don't know, all 3 out of 5 of y'all. The featured bout is usually the fight that takes place before the co-main event. He thought because Floyd Schofield and Tevin Farmer are big enough names, they would be occupying that slot. By the time my compadre here joined me to watch the fight had passed. Then he tells me, oh, you know what? I think Tevin Farmer beats Floyd Schofield. And I said, you know what? No, I think he beats him by knockout. Unbeknownst to him, it already happened.
And that he had already seen it.
And he said, I'll bet you, what was it that we bet?
2 beers.
2 beers.
2 beers.
Right when I think Zurdo came out,
Yep.
when you realized, he's like, where's Schofield? You piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Scumbag.
After the
Scumbag of the
handshake
century.
had already taken place.
Yeah.
And Eddie Guerrero would be proud of me right now.
No, I
Eddie
wouldn't.
Guerrero.
Now, that's a true Mexican, Chavez.
No. The only other thing that I do want to bring up before I forget though is Devin Haney took the Brian Norman Jr. fight. They're scheduled to fight in September.
I love how we just shat all over the Schofield Tevin Farmer analysis.
Yeah, it's okay because it was just a redemption fight. He proved that he could redeem himself, but I'm pretty sure in the eye of the people, until he gets his fight back scheduled with fucking Shakur Stevenson, we'll just leave it at that. It was a first round knockout. It was
I hope
because we really didn't learn anything from him.
the KO helped Tevin for multiple reasons. I'm not gonna get into it.
I already know. I know exactly where you're going with that line.
I didn't say anything. Y'all are
You
thinking
said
it.
enough.
I'm looking out for my boy Tevin here. He's not just some nasty knockout. So hopefully that helped you out. And to Schofield, props to you. I believed in you. Okay.
Piece of shit. Anyways,
But back to the Devin Haney and the Brian Norman Jr. fight. Continue, or I can take over
no,
here.
take over, please.
I'm about to lob something to you.
Yes, please.
As hated as punk ass Devin Haney is, I don't hate him. I
Yes,
just
you do.
dislike him
Right.
for a multitude of reasons.
Strongly dislike him.
Hey, you know, I wish Tofino was here. I'll say the one thing, just like I'll give Jake Paul his flowers, I'll give Devin Haney his sunflower. He's not afraid to take fights.
Mm-hmm.
So the dude's always, he doesn't believe in tune-ups. I don't think I remember a fight where I go Haney versus garbage cans. It's always been B tier and up.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give the man his credit. He's
Valid.
going to, I mean, it just so happens he doesn't want those moves up to 154. It's okay.
Regardless, bro, like Brian Norman Jr. is coming out of a fucking crazy knockout, right? Showed he's carrying, power. Haney looked like shit
Yes.
against Jose Ramirez, looking like he was completely scared to go and and fight against someone who's not a puncher or a
Yeah.
knockout artist,
And hasn't fought in like 5 years.
and to go and just take on someone as dangerous as Norman Jr., who he is the definition, lots of risk, little reward, because he's very unknown. You know, this is the type of fight that usually are like, oh, let's let it marinate, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But he's also doing it at a time where we have Barrios and Pacquiao fighting soon for a title. You know what I'm saying? Like, Haney versus Pacquiao is probably what he's probably aiming to.
Yeah, but like, you could have still waited for the Teofimo fight.
Yeah, but Teofimo's too busy arguing with any promoter possible. Like, Teofimo is a diva in every sense of the word.
Pay me my money.
The dude can't get a promoter that he likes at all. Like, the dude's gone into what, 2-3 promoters now?
That's because he's supposed to be his own promotion and just do partnerships for a fight.
I mean, his dad is basically his promoter.
But Teofimo's not big enough for that. Let's just be honest.
I know.
He's a tier below that. He just hasn't had that fight that makes you want to say, oh, he can promote himself. Like, the last guy that I think I can remember with the resume that Teofimo has was Mikey. And look where that got him. He died instantly.
I think Devin would have put him close to that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Or Ryan. He could still fight Ryan.
He could, but it's not as fun anymore.
I feel like Ryan's just, I don't know, he's going on back to back just like me.
Yeah, let's do it. Teofimo Rolly.
Nah.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Rolly's not that big, but he's entertaining. You know? It's like people will watch.
He's like Adrian Broner with the list.
Yeah, basically. That's a pretty good example.
But back to Devin Haney, yes. Props to him. He's fighting Brian Norman Jr., stepping up in competition and in weight. Does he beat Norman? I think I still favor Haney. Slight favorite. Outside of that, I mean, y'all have anything else to add to Devin Haney?
No. We gotta release his redemption fight. Yeah. Knocked out, looked like shit. He needs something great like this.
Tried to
put his name back in the fucking.
Try to pull a Drake and petition his L.
And a little nugget before we forget, Deontay Wilder won his fight.
Who?
Back in the dub column. I think
AJ's next.
He still looks good. It could be AJ if he wants to tune up. Andy Reese, why not? You know, if it's not Andy, let's do Dubois.
Anybody but Dubois. He just knocked the shits out of fucking. Wait. You were thinking Dubois about the fight.
That's what I'm saying, but I got Usyk beating Dubois.
Yeah, no. Wilder's gonna go against, and Andy's fine, but most likely a Joshua. I can see a Joshua.
Straight to Joshua. Let's just do it. Pull the trigger now.
I mean,
5 years late.
I feel like this fight has to happen now, or it's just like nobody's gonna care about it anymore.
The classic case of boxing. You let this one marinate for so long. This one's what began as a steak. You guys basically just have the bare bones now. Yeah. And there's just little meats to nibble on.
Isn't that kind of crazy, bro? It's like, now that the AJ and Wilder fight's actually probably a possible thing, that is just like,
It's funny to me because it's not even, I don't consider it a main event. Do it as a co-main at this point.
Yeah. That's like pretty much.
Very good co-main.
Co-main it to like a Canelo Crawford would have been the perfect co-main to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not Canelo Crawford, you might have to do co-main it on a
Usyk Dubois.
Yeah. If it's still not done by then, you might have to do something with like on a. If you do a Bonavides or Bataya, you know,
That'd be cool.
Yep.
At that point, that's the level of that we have in this fight now,
bro. Like, it's crazy. That used to be like the fucking mega fight, bro. It's like America versus UK.
It was Aspinall Jones.
Fuck. Too soon.
But yeah, props to Wilder. He's back in the winning column. If he would have lost this one, I think he would have just had to apply at Walgreens next week. Other than that, though, we'll have more boxing news coming out. I'm sure there's a lot of Canelo Crawford in the weights for us. But until then, keep hitting the like, share, and the subscribe button. We appreciate y'all. Surdo, you're a punk ass motherfucker still. Chavez, I need you to disappear from the world. Jake Paul, keep winning them fights, buddy. Keep winning them fights. We want you to keep winning this comeback. But until then, thank you, everybody. Social media, la gente en español, gracias. Descripción, está
Grazie.
todos los redes sociales. So until next time, y'all, and hopefully Abby is still here.
If all 5 of you like, I'll be here.
With him, we now have 8. So until then, y'all, peace.